respect to x would be, power jumps out front, makes that positive 6 y to the negative third times y prime. Now we want to solve for y prime, so how would I do that? Okay, Nate and Dylan have a reason to be tired, but the rest of you sleep-inners, all right, should be like all over this, all right? 1 over 6 y to the negative third is y prime. Okay. And if I didn't like the fact that that y to the negative third was negative, it does make it a little tougher to calculate with. We could put it y cubed over 6 equals y prime. Okay. Now the thing is that this answer is numerical. All right, so the most common mistake in this problem is to do all this and then plug negative 7 in for y. Negative 7 is not y, it's x. All right, so I'm going to go back to this equation right here, and I'm going to plug negative 7 in for x. And I want to find out what y is, because then if I solve this for y, then I can plug that in and get my final answer. Okay, so again, this is giving me the x-coordinate of the inverse. So I've got to find the y-coordinate so that I can plug it in there. Okay, so you guys know lots of ways to solve these, graphing, your solver, algebra. Some way, find what the value for y is. All right, I did it algebraically, but here it is graphically. Again, all I did is I typed negative 7 in, and then this into the other side. You can't use y, you got to use x, all right? Or maybe you can, I've never tried, but I just called it x. And then I'm finding those two intersections, all right? Looks very symmetrical, so once I find one, I should be able to figure out what the other one is, all right? And we get 0.577. So plus and minus 0.577, or the square root of 1/3. And then I'm going to plug those into my derivative, and that will give me two numerical answers, right? Because if I plug a positive in, I'll get a positive. If I plug a negative in, I'll get a negative. All right? Figure out what our two final answers are for 16. .032 and negative 0.032. Okay, but then I'm going to go back to this fact right here. Given in the problem, it said that my x-coordinate had to be greater than 0 for this equation. So if this x-coordinate has to be greater than 0, that means that I have to get rid of the negative one here, and that would get rid of my negative answer here. Okay. So again, a limit on the domain of the original is going to be a limit on the range of the inverse, and so that has to make me get rid of my negative y coordinate, which gets rid of my negative answer.